Yo, 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 what's up, world? It's your boy Dre at Samurai Kennel. I'm in here with the entirety of the Shogun Army. And also tonight, y'all, we're going to be giving y'all some feedback on what we've been seeing thus far on the Digital Dog Show. We're going to chop it with y'all a little bit. We got some special thanks to some certain members. When y'all come in here, make sure y'all comment. So if your name is on my list, we're going to bless y'all tonight. Additionally, we're going to talk about the Japanese feudal system, and we're going to cook. And once again, like we said, the game needs change, and I'm the motherfucking cashier. With that being said, let me go and pay these sponsors by playing this intro.
This volume. Too many minds.
Too many minds?
Mind the school. Mind the people.
Let him go, Andre.
Mind the enemy. Too many minds.
Welcome, everybody. Got Vinny in the chat. Salute, Vinny. And what's up, sis? Welcome to the chat. Y'all brothers, go ahead and introduce yourselves tonight, bros, and let everybody in the chat know who we rocking with tonight.
Yeah, man, it's DA, back in this bad boy like I left my wallet and keys, man, at this work site, getting it in, but you know what it is, I'm here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey man, what it do?
So,
What it do? It's your boy Soul Power. We in the building. Hey, fool with us if you cool with us. We back on your ass like back pockets.
Hey, what's up with it's your boy JT, man? Another Wednesday live. Appreciate y'all coming up with it, man. One love, baby. One love.
hell yeah. Hell yeah.
PML, 10 mil in the end.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Dickie Foster, welcome to the chat. Wifey, what it do? Yeah, man, y'all getting in here, man. We getting the numbers up. Make sure y'all hit that like on the way in. We're going to cook in here for a second, y'all, but we're going to chop it up short and small talk for a little bit to give everybody a chance to get in the chat. Got some things, some positive things, y'all. We're going to keep it positive over here. Some things might slip because we're men. All right, but definitely we in here. Schoolboy in the chat. Welcome, hey, Schoolboy, salute.
Mr. Richard Garcia, salute family.
Absolutely. Hey, Schoolboy, I did want to go ahead and say thank you for that show versus go video you just recently put out. I'm actually going to use some of those tactics. I'm getting ready for a dog show coming up in a month or two here out in Cali, out in Riverside. So I just want to say thank you, Schoolboy. I appreciate that.
What it do, Schoolboy, man?
Salute, man. Big salute to all them guys, man. Mr. Foster, yes, sir. Mr. Vinny, Mr. Jeff Smith. Salute, Mr. Schoolboy, once again, man. Two salutes.
Everybody, man, for real.
Yes, sir. Salute to the old chat, all the brothers.
First, let me say this too, man. Brother Jeff, if y'all friends with Brother Jeff, do not respond to his messages with your old lady around, because Jeff, wow. that Jeff is a wild boy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, and salute to the sisters in here as well.
Hell yeah. Sis in the chat, y'all. Say what up, sis.
Peace, sis.
Peace.
Hey guys, hello. Can everybody hear me loud and clear? What's goody? What's
Yes,
goody?
What up, sister?
Hey, we in there.
Yeah, so the first thing I wanted to cover, y'all, was the actual details so far of the Digital Dog Show. I've been getting some questions, and I want to kind of clarify that in the earlier portion of this show, because what happens is some people don't watch the shows for their entirety, so I try to give all the business stuff up front. That way, the people who are straight business can get in here, get their information, and go on about their business. Then those y'all who want to just kick it with us and get on just on a personal or more interpersonal level can kick it with us on that man-to-man talk. You know what I'm saying? So the first thing is this. I've extended submissions, not the deadline, but how you can submit. If you can find me on social media, I contact and respond to every message. I respond to comments on YouTube if I see them. All right? Mind you, there's a format to enter. I'm going to need, and let me look at the format so I can give you all the information. And then if you don't see this part or you're watching on replay, go back and check it out again and again to make sure you have all the information you need to be successful. All right? Now, the information I would need would be your kennel name, the dog's name, the bloodline, the age, the sex, and then a list of each competition that you want that dog to enter. Now, for every dog that you're entering, you will need all that information. I'm going to say again, the kennel name or your name if you don't have a kennel name, the dog's name, the bloodline if you know it, the age, the sex, and whatever competitions you want that specific dog to enter. So if you got 3 different dogs, then each dog will need this format. If one dog is going into 3 different competitions, then on the last line it would need to say that. All right. I also want to give a big shout out to brother 614 Tree. Big shout out to 614 Tree, man. I appreciate you, and we got something for you, bro. You made the list. You made the list. Absolutely. So with that being said, one of the things that if y'all haven't seen Schoolboy most recent video, I highly encourage you to watch it because there's still over 2 weeks left for the Digital Dog Show. And one of the things that the good brother broached on his channel, I'm not going to give y'all the whole thing because you're going to go over there and support my brother. But he was talking about the difference between a show keep and a go keep. And one of the biggest differences is you don't have to max that dog out for a show keep. Get that dog looking good and healthy, but make sure they're springy and bouncy when it's time to show them. They're not actually having to perform in a combat situation. So with that being said, my brothers and sisters, y'all go ahead and cook on that a little bit. Everybody?
Yeah. Mic check. Okay. Hey, man, I'm always trying to be reserved and not step in. You feel me? Can you hear me?
Oh, absolutely, bro.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. The goal. You know what I'm saying? The goal versus the show. I say it like that. You know, we showing our dogs. The main objective is for the dogs to look good, have enough energy to look spry, you know, to showcase amongst the people. Versus the goal, you know what I'm saying? It'd be the equivalent to like if somebody is doing a the Mr. Olympics, right? Or Mr. Olympia, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Ronnie Coleman, right? It's all about looking good versus people who actually doing the strongman competitions. Those people are, you know what I'm saying? They actually are working to be the strongest that they can be for an extended time during different types of weight competitions. So that'd be the difference. One is for all about looks. You know what I'm saying? Ronnie Coleman, he was a monster in the gym. But at the end of the day, he was preparing to look his best on that said night versus you look at, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, the world's strongest competition where these guys are actually working to just be strong and be able to perform these different tasks. And I yield.
Yes, sir. Very well articulated, Soul. Sixto, when you want to talk about that, man, because I know you've been putting in work over there.
I'm gonna pass right now, bro.
Okay. So, JT, Sis, Big A, any of y'all want to chime in on that?
Hey, what was the question again?
So basically, we talk about a show keep versus a go keep, and your take and your ideology on that.
So what are you saying as far as the actual dog? Like, say one that's being trained and conditioned.
No, stop.
And
I'm gonna stop you real quick, Sis. So
okay.
when we talk about it, okay, typically there's a show, like a pretty pageant style confirmation show, getting them into shape, all right? And it's called a keep. We exercise and you do all that stuff that you need to do to make the dog look nice and muscular, all right? Now, a go keep would be old school. We're talking historically speaking when you talk about a go keep. And that's talking about getting a dog ready to go into combat, ready to do what they did back in the past. Okay. And one is, like we said, it's for show. It ain't got to be all that, but it still needs to make the dog look like it's going into combat.
I did. Dre, you good at explaining stuff. I like it. Keep it up.
Check this out, bro. For on this side there, you know, a show keep was you gonna cut your dog toenails and shampoo them and trim his, you know what I'm saying, trim his fur and, you know what I'm saying, have them all nice and pretty, you know what I'm saying? and a goat keep. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's gonna it all for us on the body structure. You know what I'm saying? For us on the looks of it, for us, looking like he ready to goddamn wrestle. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, a little difference in it, but it is all depending on what you're showing. I mean, what you trying to do. I mean, what you're doing. But then for us on the digital dog show, what I'm saying, I just advise everybody just what I'm saying, just do whatever you do, to get your what I'm saying, your dog or your pup to look the best that they can look, you know what I'm saying, and take good pictures, you know what I'm saying, and shit. Hope for the best, you know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna be fair, you feel? Yeah. Just do your best.
Sure.
Yeah.
And ain't no excuse me, bro. Ain't no belittling nobody and no cracking no jokes and nothing, you know what I'm saying? If you win, you win, you lose, but you come back and you try it again and we're gonna have fun with it. Cause that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about nothing there but that.
Hell yeah, bro. Well
Yeah.
spoken. Well said.
Yeah, man. It's similar to just pretty much training in general. If you go look at a boxer, they have a certain physique, and they built for the ring. Everything they do is built around the ring. And you have your bodybuilders, just like Soul was saying, or people that are active in the gym that have that look the part. So it's a difference in uh, your approach to it. You go at it from an action perspective. You might put in too much work on your dog, but some doesn't require much. And then I've known or I've talked to people that have taken their dogs just fresh off the chain and gone to shows, and one show is just fresh off the chain. So I think just put your best foot forward, and not 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 doing too much, just finding the right niche for what you're trying to get out of your dog. It's kind of like a dress to impress situation, so yeah, that's my take.
All right. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that was my take.
All right. So look, what I will say is this. I got a few topics to cover tonight, y'all, and then we're gonna get into that. We're gonna dive deeper into that, delve deeper into that. One of the things I want to cover is I'm about to read some names off a list here. If your name is on this list that I called out, drop your cash app in the chat real quick for me. Do me that favor. Solo but connected. Ween Moon. 614 Tree. Arrowhead. PGH 412. Eli Monster. Pressure Kennel Combine. Rooted Kennel. DSK 903. Common Sense. Henny James. If your name was just called, make sure y'all drop y'all name in the chat. We got something for y'all. And I'm gonna tell y'all why. And my brothers will explain this to y'all as well. We're gonna deviate from the program, and we're gonna come back to the program, y'all. These brothers, it's some solid brothers. They know what they did. Y'all solid, and we want to say thank you as a team. Y'all brothers, drop y'all cash apps in the chat. Additionally, welcome to the chat, brother. Welcome down, Ram. We appreciate you. Hey y'all, I got brother Solo. And then as they drop them, y'all make sure we call out who got who. But yeah, my brothers, if y'all want to go ahead and cook on that, brother Tree also drop his cash app as well, y'all. If y'all want to cook on that, y'all go ahead and cook on that.
Well, basically, you know what I'm saying, it's just a little small token of appreciation, you know what I'm saying, because you stood for, you know what I'm saying? Your brother stood for integrity and you stood for what's right, like, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, you just stood, you know what I'm saying? And then you stood up for what's right, bro. You know what I'm saying? And when you heard, you know what I'm saying, nigga talking sideways on a sit on us, bro. You know what I'm saying? And y'all stood up and, you know what I'm saying, just man, hold on, bro. Them guys ain't got nothing to do with that, man. Man, them guys ain't like that. You know what I'm saying, man? Why is you doing that? That ain't no business, or don't mix them up like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that to them. So that meant something to us. So, you know, it is what it is, man. Bro said I ain't had to just go all off in the detail because y'all know what it's for, man. But, we just really want to just let it be known what it was for, you know what I'm saying? Because we appreciate you, bro. We appreciate that, man, for standing up when you ain't had to. You know what I'm saying? But then that just showed the righteousness in you, really. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Nigga just appreciate the righteousness in you. Regardless to where you at, who you around, you stand for what's right, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and I wanted to add to that too, brothers, before y'all start cooking too much. I did want to say that the community we're trying to build, we super support people like Schoolboy, Walk 'em Down Ram, all y'all brothers in them trenches. We never have not supported y'all brothers in the trenches, bro. And if that's you and you wasn't on this list, keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep being a solid stand-up guy, because you can be a solid guy in this dog game, and that's how we keep the snitches out of there, and that's how we keep the rats out of there, is by just being solid. You know what I'm saying? If you're a local dog man, be a local dog man. Be what it is you is and be true to self, y'all. And those are the people we support, straight like that.
Yes, sir. I mean, the most important thing that we overly stress is integrity. You know, being solid, being a man. Just having consistency. And when tomfoolery, the shenanigans come around, you standing for something. And when people do that, we just have to pay homage to those people, because a lot of times it gets overlooked, and it's undervalued when people stand in those trenches. So this is just our token to the real ones out there.
And that's what we're gonna get into, because we're gonna really chop it up. We're gonna really get some things that y'all want to talk about, the dog stuff, man. But I would be remiss if I didn't handle the business of the people who taking care of us. Also, shout out to Tony M with a 5-piece in the cash app. Tip. Hey, let's go.
Tip.
Tony M, salute, good brother.
Tip.
Also, Walter Brown with a 50-piece. Tip. Hey, shout out to the brother.
Tip. Damn, me tip, man.
Yeah, that boy is snapping out that motherfucker. Yes, sir. Hey, y'all. But let me hit y'all with it. Let me this little. Let me nerd out on y'all real quick with this, and then we're gonna get to the dog talk. All right. So one of the topics I wanted to cover tonight was, because I'm talking about loyalty, I want to educate my specific audience of people. You know what I'm saying? The square business individuals, and I want to talk about this and break it down. So there were some topics in the Japanese feudal system that I want to cover about how we're gonna govern ourselves moving forward in the future with samurai kennels, and this is the way it's gonna be. You will not disrespect nobody that come on my channel. If you do, out of them. All right. 2, we're not gonna talk junk about nobody else channel. If you want to talk junk to that person, man, be a man and go to that man channel, or hit that man in the back chat, or hit that man on the phone, and hit that man if you really want to be about that life, man. Because doing that on the internet, 1, it brings attention to yourself. 2, it make you look silly if you still talking to that person after the fact. And 3, that ain't everybody's business. All right. So we're gonna hit y'all with the Japanese feudal system real quick. We're gonna move forward to dog talk. Schoolboy said he would get in here and educate us. Ram is in there. Y'all know Ram be coming through, you know what I'm saying, like a drive-through. So we're gonna hit all that up real quick. But first, let me hit y'all with this feudal system and cover some stuff. In the Japanese feudal system, there was an emperor. We're not gonna talk about that. We only got no emperors over here nowadays. Then there's a daimyo and a shogun. The shogun was a supreme military dictator. He was a real ruler of the country. Then there was large landowners known as daimyos or daimyos. They controlled the local people through samurai warriors that were loyal to them. Peasants made up most of the population that worked the land for the daimyo. All right. So basically, when I use these terms, I just want y'all to understand where they came from. All right. I'm not going to go into too much detail. Me and my brother's going to rock out. Then a samurai was a member of a powerful military caste in feudal Japan, especially a member of the class of military retainers for daimyos. That means they was on pay. They was, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they was loyal to their daimyos, but daimyos still realized the value of a samurai and took care of their samurai. Made sure they had horses and arrows and their swords and blades were sharp. All right. Now the next class under there will be your Ronin. A Ronin is a wandering samurai, a lord who had no master. All right. A lot of y'all brothers out here is Ronins. Y'all got your own code, but you don't follow nobody. And ain't nothing wrong with not being a follower. That's some solid stuff. Then under the Ronins, you had your peasants. A peasant is a poor person of a low social status who works on the land, and refer to people who live in countries where farming is a common way of life. All right. Under them would be your artisans. They were skilled workers and makers of handcrafted goods during the Edo period. They were labeled a separate class beneath the samurai and farmers. And then you got your lowest level. And these are the plebeians. These are those less than desirables. These are the marks of society. Now, mind you, here we don't see it that way, but in Japanese feudal society, these were your merchants. Now, your merchants were the bottom rung of the feudal Japanese society, which included both traveling traders and shop traders. Merchants were often ostracized as parasites who profited from the labor of more productive peasants and artisan classes. Now, the reason why I share that with y'all is, even though we don't operate that way in society, it worked for them. The merchants, those who just took them vultures, were treated as such, the bottom feeders. Okay? Above them, you got your artisans, people who work with their hands. All right. And some of us fall into that artisan class, and ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with working with the sweat of your brow. And that's what I want to start articulating more on this channel, is about being a man. And we're going to always talk about the dogs. The dogs are the catalyst that brought you here and that brought us together. But one of the things I'm going to break out of is, why am I going to sit here and try to deliver information the way Schoolboy does? I'm not Schoolboy. Schoolboy knows these dogs, and Schoolboy is the professor. Ram is the spokesperson of what real dogging is like. And these brothers come on this show all the time and drop real knowledge. But sometimes, and this Schoolboy and Ram, that's why I got y'all waiting. Sometimes my brothers can kind of get overshadowed, and they got real stuff to say too, as far as just being a man and speaking on standing on their square. And so what I got to do is, right now I got to galvanize my society and make sure that my caste of samurai, my caste of daimyo, my caste of shogun get their rocks off. So I'm gonna make sure my brothers get their chance to speak on that. And with that being said, man, I'm gonna put this out there to my brothers and let y'all cook for a little bit.
Well, you know, me, myself, first of all, bro, I'm going to say well said, but I'm ready to pass the flow on to the elder. I pass the flow to the next brother, whoever got something to say.
Yes, sir.
Any brother want to cook before I say anything?
They gonna get it out, soul, bro.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, just looking at it from the perspective of, the Japanese system, the class system, and ultimately what it come down to is just breaking down the values or a structural system. And what I look at that is, when finding your place in society as a man, how can you be of service for the greater good? And ultimately, that's what we're doing here. The dogs, as the great brother Dre said, is the catalyst for great men and women to come together and build. We got a love for these animals, but ultimately, we're trying to build better society. We're living in a world right now where it's pure chaos. So we have to bring balance to it. And that's what we're doing here by proxy of these dogs. You know what I'm saying? Working these dogs, the love for our dogs is just but a reflection of who we are as men and women. And ultimately, the Shogun Army, that's what we're doing here, is building great men and women. We got something to show our children. You know what I'm saying? We got document of our children hearing us being able to articulate ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We got videos of seeing us putting in hard work, working these animals, right? Showing our children structure and discipline. So we speaking, and not only are we speaking these things, we got the action to show for it. And ultimately it's gonna reflect on our household. When we doing right by our animals, we should be doing right by our family and our fellow brother and sister. So be of service to your fellow man. And ultimately that's what the samurai would, that honor right there, it was an honor for him to die for his fellow lord. You know what I'm saying? In battle, when it was an honorable cause. So, you know, use that same ideology, be of service. You know what I'm saying? Work these animals, let them be the proxy, and let that be the standard for your household. Get out there in them yards, keep the, you know, your animal husbandry right, make sure your household is correct, and be fair with your fellow brother and sister. Have honor. And I yield.
Well said, my brother. Well said.
Word.
JT, Big A, this is what y'all got going on. Y'all mighty quiet.
Yeah, I can't talk right now.
All right, my brother at work. All right, well, if y'all ain't trying to cook, I can cook. But like Soul said, I don't want to dominate the mic. So when one of y'all brothers want me to tag y'all in, just say something. We're going to press. So I want to talk about life. And I'm going to do this in a roundabout way, not because I'm scared to say what I got to say, but because I don't deal in mess. But I can talk about my life and how other people's actions affected or what I see. Because I need y'all to see some things. Now, some of y'all have influence. I have influence. And you have to watch what you say, especially when it's not facts. Because there's brothers asking me, am I a rat or do I roll with rats because another brother misspoke on my name and it had nothing to do with me. And anybody who truly knows me, and you don't have to explain yourself to people who know you, but need y'all to understand the power of influence and the power of life and death lies in the tongue. Anybody who deals with me knows that I'm a blurred. I say I'm a black nerd, square business. I don't do shit. That's known. And so when a person, even if indirectly, fires shots, you have to understand that those who support you, this is what happened with the Tupac and Biggie situation, and this is why I have to address it. There's a lot of things going on this internet, and there are some people who will really hurt you over the internet. They'll find your IP address and stuff, and there are some people who just do it as internet games. And you can't decipher between the two by watching a YouTube video or by looking at a Facebook post. But what you can see is how people act on a consistent basis. So when you're dealing with people, the first thing I'll say is I will never ask another man how to formulate my opinion of this man. Now I will take the counsel of those who I care about, but my opinion of that man has to be based upon me and that man's interaction. And I can tell you right now, ain't nobody in this chat or on the internet can say too many messed up things about how samurai interact. If I'm wrong, I'll apologize. If that apology ain't good enough, well, fuck you too then. Straight like that.
In a real way.
But also, if a brother slights you or whatever, and you threaten them on the internet, that's not a good move, man. I really want y'all to understand this, man. Like, it's not a good move to go back and forth on the internet, because even if you don't hurt that person, if they get hurt and y'all going back and forth on the internet, that's motive. And you are incriminating yourself. Now I got stuff to talk about, and I'm gonna share it. Like I said, my brothers, if y'all want to cut in, y'all cut in. But I'm about to cook. Okay. When I used to hustle, this cannot be confirmed or denied because I never got caught. But when I used to hustle, brothers would have cocaine and rock cocaine in the car and want to smoke a blunt on the way back to the spot. I wouldn't allow that to happen in my car because that's fucking stupid. So those brothers who was riding with me never got busted because I was the responsible brother. I've always been the responsible one taking care of my brothers, whether they was doing right or wrong. Because if you rocking with somebody, it's your job to hold them accountable when they're doing some dumb stuff and fix that. But if you ride with them, then you're supporting that failure. And it can be any brother, little homie, big homie, can correct a homie when they out of line. Because right is right. Now, when it comes to these dogs, my sister was in the chat and I was going to pull, oh, she's still in here. I want to talk to her about something because she's dealing with it right now. And one of the things she's dealing with is there's a dog, I'm not going to say no names, but there's a dog that is emaciated. My sister's driving 20 minutes back and forth to feed this dog and take care of it because she loves the game that much, she loves the dog that much to do that. And I'm not going to post some pictures on here, you know what I'm saying? But what, let's click on that if you will, for just a minute.
No, post it. You can post. No, don't leave it, but just show them, please.
No, I'm not gonna post it because that's an incriminating shit. That's exactly what I'm trying to educate you on. Is like this is how people be indirectly ratting on people.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll be dry snitching right there.
Yeah.
So what you want me to tell them about the situation? Like what?
Tell them what you're going through. Don't say no names because I know you swear there too. Don't say no names.
Oh.
Talk about what you're going through.
Okay, you guys. So basically, what happened was in a previous relationship, me and a guy shared. Okay, Mom. I'm sorry, y'all. We shared a pet. Straight second job. Anywho, matter of fact, forget the whole relationship thing. Me and a person shared a pet. Okay, and once we were no longer being friends, that person decided to keep the dog, which was like my heart. Y'all know this, like my red nose. Like I love her. Like I probably would almost die behind that dog, literally. I've been with her since she was a puppy. She's about 4 or 5 years old. And the person promised me that they would take care of her and look out for her until I could get a place. Because here where Mom and I are, I can't have dogs. So the person tells me that the dog is constantly sick and don't go look at her because she ain't eating like that or whatever. But come to find out, I think that the dog was just basically being neglected, and I'm not trying to play the person in any way if they should be listening. But long story short, I'm gonna end up getting my dog back or that dog because I'm like my brother said, I'm sacrificing and I'm driving back and forth 20 to 30 minutes a day just to make sure that dog eats and that she gets her weight back on her. I'm gonna have to purchase some Ivermac. That's about $50 for the smaller dosage. You guys know about that or whatever, just to get the dog back in shape. But what I'm saying is I love that dog to the point that I don't mind doing that. Like to me, that's a lot for an animal. But that just goes to show my connection with that dog. That dog was with me through some very dark times, emotionally and all. It's like she could feel what I'm going through. And when I'm sad or depressed, the dog lay up under me or lay beside me on the couch. And it's like, she might take her nose and nudge for my hand to let me know, play with me, love on me. It's gonna be okay. But it's that type of bond with that dog. But yes, and I'm trying to nurse her back to health. Did I touch on everything, Andre?
Yeah, and first of all, it's Dre online.
Dre, I'm sorry.
Hey, bro, she calling you by your government, Andre. These things about to be calling you, but your parents call you. Dre bug and shit.
Dre, okay. Yeah, y'all. Respect. Salute, bro.
Major salute to 784. I got mad respect for y'all and y'all whole panel, man. Real talk. Some solid ass motherfuckers. Straight like that.
DLDBC. Salute, General.
Salute.
Hey man, also Brother Solo's a member, so his comments when I see them gonna get read, just like any member. And there's no offense to nobody else, but he's shown a different level of support. He said blatant abuse of any dog or child would enrage me. Hell yeah. This nigga ran tripping.
What's wrong with that nigga?
Oh my God, this dude's I'm over here weak.
Baby JJ.
Ram, don't come for my brother tonight. Now don't do that. Don't do that. Don't come for him. Let that man live. That's Big Dre on the block. Big Dre.
Stop.
On the block? He got that Draco on him. Oh shit.
But
sir, yes, sir. Man, stop chewing them damn policies and talk, nigga.
Hey, Party Boy Wood said, is it me or dogs these days have way more allergy problems than 10 to 15 years ago? Actually, that's a true statement because the American Pit Bull Terrier, I think, was healthier 10 years ago with the ones that I had.
I'll tell you why.
Go ahead.
It's very simple. All of the processed foods, all of the food that we consume. Remember, our dogs are still consuming. They're just processing it, turned into a kibble form. You know what I'm saying? All the commercialized, the chicken, all the vegetables, they eating the same processed foods that we eating. So they getting all the genetically modified foods, hormones, you know what I'm saying? All of the just the bulljive. So the same allergies that we are getting, because I don't know if y'all noticed, but the human being is getting more sicker too. You know what I'm saying? It coincides. You know, if you look at the dog, it shares a lot of the same illnesses. Dogs be having diabetes and everything. It's the food that they eating. That's all it is. Straight up and down. The chicken is bullshit. The lamb is bullshit. The best thing for you to do, you know what I'm saying? They would be better suited to eat raw, but even that, like I said, the food is tainted. If you ain't actively trying to grow your food or going to, you know what I'm saying, the local farmers market where they growing the organic and raising organic animals, that ultimately, at some point or another, we go deal with animals with a whole bunch of allergies. On top of the fact that the dogs is so inbred at certain points.
For sure. Now, I hate to say this, it's gonna give me a lot of smoke, but one of the things that I've noticed is we've been breeding more pure lately, trying to preserve the breed. And without having those crosses, the more pure a dog is, typically the weaker the immune system becomes because that hybrid vigor ain't there. That's why I love, once again, Schoolboy in the chat. Schoolboy been telling y'all, he didn't necessarily always breed that type. He bred what worked. That hybrid vigor, you know, if I take a champion to a champion, don't matter what side the genes come from, as long as it's both good dogs. Now, mind you, they share a commonality in the background, i.e., a Jeep dog to a Chinaman dog, which share the commonality of Eli. That's a good cross to me. That's not even a full cross to me. It's a loose line bred dog. Down off that Eli Jr. stuff. Now, of course, you got that Carver influence on that Chinaman, you know, but that's my personal take on that. Y'all brothers take that and do what y'all want to with that.
Absolutely, for sure. You're talking about you're shrinking the gene pool. So, I mean, I just say it like that. Anytime you start creating or you bringing those genes tighter and tighter, you're losing genetic diversity. So you're gonna start to encroach upon certain allergies or defects. You know what I'm saying? Man, there's a documentary for everybody on here. If y'all like documentaries, right here on YouTube. It's this these people in the Appalachian Mountains, and they are so genetically close, and it's probably one of the most close inbred people in America that they have documented. But you see all of the genetic defects that they have. They did this short documentary. It's on YouTube. Just look up. You cutting out.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That's it.
The Whitakers.
Yes, that's it. That's it right there.
Yeah, soft white.
Yeah.
Soft white underbelly.
Yeah, man. When your genes are too, your gene pool is too compound, you will start to see more genetic defects. Simple as that. You know, you need a larger genetic diversity. So when you have larger genetic diversity, the less likely of okay, I think a lot of people don't understand. In most cases, to get a genetic defect, both parents have to share those genetic defects, and it would show up as a recessive trait. But when two of your parents have it come together, boom, that genetic or that recessive gene now becomes a dominant. Now, then you have to look at the probability of that trait becoming pronounced. So you got carriers, and then you have people who actually have the defect. So those recessive genes compounding on top of the fact that you got a small genetic pool to pull from. So that's where we're seeing a lot of defects popping up as well too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Another subject I wanted to approach, unless y'all brothers want to cook some more on that, was loyalty. So y'all know there's eight laws of Bushido, and I want to speak on loyalty because those y'all who are here, I don't hold it against y'all. I'm changing up my channel a little bit because I want to be able to talk about more broad topics, so I don't become one-centric, because I don't have the historical knowledge that some of the other channels have, and I'm not going to fake it to make it. What I'm going to talk about is things that I know. Those y'all who are here and rock with us, rock with us. You know what I'm saying? But I do want to talk about loyalty. And one of the things that really bothers me, and I'm not going to hold my tongue on it, is if you for me, right? If you for me and we cool, and somebody talking about you, they shouldn't be comfortable to talk about you around me. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to be aggressive and none of that bullshit, but like on some real shit, like if I'm rocking with you and people see me with you and they see you rocking with somebody who on some fugazi, I'm associated with you, and I'll tell you how it works. And everybody knows this. If it's gang culture or whatever, and we homies, even if they can't get you because y'all got beef and we homies, they gonna fire at me. So loyalty matters, and choose carefully who you're loyal to. Now, one person I can always be loyal to is these dogs, as long as they don't quit. Y'all brothers gonna take that grenade and have fun with that.
Yeah, one of y'all brothers cook. I've been dominating the mic. Go ahead.
Shit, I write the thing, man. Shit, bro, sum it up, man. You know.
Hey, 601. Let me interrupt you real quick, bro. 601, take that muzzle off and say how you feel, bro. Speak your mind, bro.
Man, it's all right, man. Hey,
Oh, and he is ready to go in. Go ahead on. I'm hyping him. Hey.
I'm gonna have to hold it down, man. Goddamn, we got, it's all right, man. Hey, bro, man.
I feel you, 601. I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just
I
passed
respect it.
hey, goddamn it. I might, you know what I'm saying, straighten up, goddamn, by the time it get back to me.
Yeah, for sure.
I know that's right. I like the way that good brother said that there. Hey.
I'm gonna say this. My dog not quitting should be. Well, I'll say it like this: your dog should be a reflection of you. You know what I'm saying? It's the mirror complex. It's like our relationships. You know, uh, if you got things going wrong in your relationship, you ought to look at yourself, because a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, you're a reflection of what's going on in your relationship. And it's the same thing with our dogs. Our dogs take on, they if we aren't giving the full effort, but goddamn it, what you expecting our dogs to do? You know what I'm saying? You're not spending that time, that love, being earnest with them. If you aren't a warrior at heart, how can you now expect your dog to be a warrior? And it's as simple as that. You can't demand things from other entities or beings around you that you aren't exhibiting yourself. And then there lies right there when you demand. We got to, as men, step forward with commanding. I don't know if y'all brothers ran into people who, you know what I'm saying, I demand respect. I demand respect. Well, you lost already. You should command. I step forward with respect. And by proxy, I'm commanding respect back to me, because I'm leading with my best foot forward and I'm standing on certain merits as a man. And when
Alpha male.
atmosphere, you go exude nothing but my masculinity. And when you encroach upon that, now we got a problem. We go into war mode, and that's where you see the bulldog.
Alpha male, stand up. Y'all not gonna take that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You muted, Dre.
Now I was saying JT not in here right now, man, but yeah, man, that's some hard stuff. Man, brother Vinny and brother Party Boy Woods, y'all brothers was cooking. I swear to nuns, y'all. I think we should go live with our members ever so often and just let our members talk, man, because them brothers, all the members, and pretty much everybody in the chat that's still rocking with us at this point, they solid. We don't have some ain't shit ass niggas on here before, you know what I'm saying? But everybody here is solid. We done had some brothers come
heavy on the ain't shit niggas. Heavy on that. Just
but
the
we done had
two.
some brothers come over here and try to directly contradict it without purpose. And so those things that's you have to a grasshopper, man. But those y'all here are solid, and y'all represent y'all represent everything that I want to be one day. Because a lot of y'all are older than me, so I look up to a lot of y'all brothers, man. I see y'all in the chats, man. Y'all always dropping dimes, y'all dropping knowledge, and I really, really hope that y'all boys scratch and y'all win every time y'all scratch. Now I know that's a fantasy because nobody can win all the time, but I really wish the best to all y'all brothers in the trenches. And if you ain't in the trenches, I wish you the best in these pageants, these shows. You know.
Salute, samurais.
Yeah.
Already. Salute.
Rudy Kim, welcome, bro. Check your cash out, bro.
Hey, brother Dre. I know we be having them pauses in between. I'm trying not to dominate the mic, brother, but trying to doing my damnedest. We got to keep this thing cohesive. Y'all brothers, don't be afraid to get in there, cook, talk your shit. You did.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
But so back to the show versus go. All right, because I didn't really cook on that like that. I tried to leave some room in there, but I'm gonna cook on it. The keep that I use is a keep that I got from a real dog man. You know what I'm saying? And that keep worked in the show. And but one of the things that I've learned from all real dog men is ain't no one keep for every dog. Period. Them long, drawn out workouts that do not work for me and my dogs because I ain't got the patience for it. Straight like that. So with me, I typically work up to an hour and a half max, and that's not even in one sitting. I might do 30 minutes here, 15 minutes here, 45 minutes there, and equal up for an hour and a half for the whole day. That's me personally. That's how my mind works on it. You know what I'm saying? Some brothers be, oh, that ain't enough. Like my dog working for 3 hours. Well, good for you and your dog. Another thing I do that other people don't do is I do protection work. And sometimes I'll go out there with a sleeve or a suit or something and fight the dog for 20 minutes. Now me and the dog fucking smokes. That takes energy. And what's really nice about that is I can feel when his bite loosens up. I can feel when he's not wrestling as hard as he is anymore. And I know for myself what kind of power he coming with. Don't let me, hypothetically speaking, don't let me be around your dogs and pet them or feel them on the chain or walk them and see what kind of energy levels they have. And that way I can actually physically compare it. And all you doing is looking at them on another animal. Don't let that happen. I showed my brother a secret yesterday, and I learned this from some OGs. When my dog's on a slap meal, I take a hide and put it in the dog's mouth and let the dog run. I'm pretty sure Schoolboy taught me this one too. I take the dog hide, put the hide on there, and let the dog run with the hide in his mouth. So the dog has to learn how to keep his jaws closed and breathe through his nose on the treadmill. Then I'll take the hide from the dog will speed up. I'll put it behind my back and start to count. And once the dog speeds up the treadmill like it's scratching, I give the hide back so it can scratch again and bite. Simulating taking hold. This is all stimulated. Ain't nothing about this illegal. I'm just telling you what I do.
You're giving up too much game, dog.
Well, you give some game now.
Too much game. You might have to charge them for that.
But see, these people don't. Well, I ain't.
You gotta lighten up on that sauce, Dre. You sprinkle it a little too much.
Nah, that's the problem, man. People trying to nickel and dime it. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, I can only tell you what worked for me. What worked for me might fuck your dog up.
No, I'm just yeah, yeah.
Oh, now y'all motherfuckers want to liven up with somebody trying.
I, I can't talk. I'm back now. I'm back.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But I do a video on it. 601 called me yesterday when I was in here working them. You know what I'm saying? That, hey, I want to tell you one thing about that brother 601. 601 one of the hardest, loyalist motherfuckers I know, bro. Straight like that. Straight bulldog.
Hell yeah. In a real way. I believe that wholeheartedly.
601 the type that'll text you at 6 o'clock in the morning, talk about good morning, bro. I'm just out here feeding and working my hands. Now, mind you, 6 o'clock y'all time is 3 o'clock my time. I did a motherfucker.
I hope you have a blessed day, bro.
Yeah, hey,
You know, man, you have them things out, man. But see, a lot of people don't know nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know nothing about that, bro.
yeah.
Hey, 601 be out there during the mosquito hours. Getting toe cat raggedy out there working the dog.
Oh, yeah, he got about $20 damn in the yard.
Ah,
I bet you got them Ram laughing like a motherfucker right now too.
Hell yeah. Hey, and then oh man, the legend in the building, y'all. A real legend. Schoolboy, welcome to the chat.
Mr. Schoolboy.
How's everybody doing?
Mr. School.
Doing well, brother.
Yeah, man.
Good, good. You guys are spitting some good information. You know, if you get your info from me or somebody else, it's all good. You know, that's what we're here for. Let me tell you something from the
Yes,
past.
sir.
Even my competitors, I'd give them any information they asked,
Yes.
and it didn't bother me because in my mind, it's still me against you. It's my dog against your dog. So it didn't bother me if I helped you, quote unquote, helped you out because I had that much confidence in myself and my dogs.
I was just gonna say that exudes confidence within you and my brother or anyone else that would be doing that. Yeah, definitely. Y'all already solid within y'all foundation, within y'all selves. So y'all don't have no reason to be out here hating on anybody else. If anything, you trying to help. Yeah.
Hey, but
I get flack
when the brother
sometimes
get back in, but Schoolboy, I got a question that has been burning. I was looking at the journal, it has been burning in my mind.
Ask away.
Are you familiar with Bob Stevens?
Yeah.
Okay, so Bob had an article, right, Schoolboy, and look, if you don't have to answer this, but because it's a controversial topic, it's some samurai bullshit, but it's a topic that
Right.
Bob broached first. And once again, typically 90% of the things I do, I've seen one of the OGs talk about it. Bob Stevens has an article. Let me see if I can find the volume number for you before I mess this up. It was April 2000. March 2000 through April 2000. And in the article, it's a clipping. It says, check this out. Pit protection, the new frontier. He says, now mind you, Bob Stevens was selling dogs too, so let me put that out there too. But the first video ever made on training and conditioning pit bulls for obedience and protection. Then he has two different classes he offered for $25. Basic obedience, heel, sit, down, stay, come, etc. Then they got conditioning, treadmill and spring pole work with nutrition, amino acids, and carbohydrates. And then finally, after all of that nutrition and training is done, he has protection, control and direct your dog's aggression, release on command. And I guess he was selling this along with the dogs of Velvet and Steel breaking stick as a kit. I just kind of want to get your ideas on there because I don't know Mr. Bob Stevens or much about him other than what I see in the journal, but I don't know him personally. I would love to have your ideology on that.
Okay. Yeah, Bob is an author. Been involved with the breed for a long time, seen a lot of shows, did a couple of things, you know. And this is no reflection on Bob, but it's a reflection on anybody. If you're going to put information out there, in my opinion, you should be well versed with that information you're putting out there. Now that's not 100% because some people have written books and wrote articles about certain aspects of the breed, and they haven't really done it, or they don't have experience with it, right? I don't know if Bob does or not. When he wrote about the catch dogs and all that, he had been on hog hunts, and so have I. I've been on several. But when I'm with the hog hunters, I'm schoolboy, I'm the pit bull guy, but I'm not a hog hunter. I'm a helper, right? So I respect their space and their knowledge and their understanding and what they do, and they respect mine, right? They don't come off like they a pit bull dog competitor or anything like that. And they use pit bulls to hunt hogs. And like I said, I've been on them, I help them, but that's not my expertise. But for me to give an educated opinion, I had to go to these hog hunts, just like I have to judge conformation, and I have to judge weight pools, and I have to see treadmill race and at least experience the whole process, lure course and wall climb and all that, weight pool, right? So that I know a little bit what I'm talking about. So, and that video may be the first video, I don't doubt that's ever been put out, or the first time anyone's put all that together and put it out, but it's not the first time that protection dogs were even developed and used. Pit bulls were used for protection. Back in the late 70s or early 80s, I saw the first Schutzhund trained pit bull at a conformation dog show we had, and the girl, I think the dog's name was Winston, and she gave a demonstration, and it was interesting. I don't know what all the Schutzhund involved at that time and how well versed that dog was in Schutzhund, but she wanted to show that the dog could be off lead and follow the commands and do what it needed to do as far as the Schutzhund training was concerned at that time. There's some things with the breed I don't agree with or I don't even like, but I don't knock people for doing it. It's their dogs, they can do whatever they want. And if they're dedicated, they get the results they want, I don't have a problem with it. It's basically none of my business. Do whatever the hell you want with your dog. They're yours. I don't feed them. I don't pay your bills. And I respect anybody who's trying to put the breed in a positive light. That's all that concerns me. I don't get into the drama. I don't get into the back and forth. If I have a problem with somebody, I'm going to talk to them privately or in person. But I'm online. I'm not going to do the back and forth. I learned that a long time ago. It doesn't serve any purpose. I have haters. They're insignificant to me, so I don't even address them. I don't care. It takes away from what I'm trying to do. And I keep my videos a certain way, chats, even here. I'm not going to talk shit about people. That ain't my job as far as that goes, And so the best thing for me to do is just ignore it and avoid it. I got better things to do. I got family to take care of. This is not a sidebar for me. This is kind of my life. But my family helps me. And without them, I couldn't do what I do because I have no technical knowledge, and none. So I get the kids to do it. I get my wife to help me. And there's a place for each and every one of my family members, immediate family members, where we all come together. We all benefit from it. We all enjoy what we're doing, and it's a family atmosphere. And I try to bring that online whenever I'm doing what I'm doing, whether it's here or in my own video, channel, or in my groups, or on anybody else's, chat that I'm in. So that's my opinion on that. Like I said, Bob is well versed. He's educated. I would just, check it out. If people like it, it helps them. Good. The information's solid. Great. More power to them. And anybody who wants to learn something from it. But personally, like I said, I don't know his experience. I respect him. But for me personally, I got to be involved in it some way before I can speak on it.
Absolutely. And schoolboy, I want to say, the way you answered that question wasn't just an opinion, man. That's wisdom. And I'm not telling you that because you already know it's wisdom. But my channel, I have a lot of younger followers, and there's a movie called "Don't Be a Minister, I Drink Your Juice in the Hood" or something like that. And the guy wants his points to be put across so much that every time he has a really powerful point, he'll yell. That way, it can't be misconstrued that was the point of the message. So I just want to say thank you for that. But schoolboy, I want to give my brothers a chance to talk to you, man, because we admire what you do, and we're thankful for what you do for the game.
Thank you. Yeah. Any questions? Anything you got to say? The people on the panel, they've come up with some good stuff. I put a comment in there that was spot on. Now I'm older and I can't forget. So what was said 5 minutes ago, I might forget, and I just have to be reminded. Then I'll catch on. But I put that comment because it was about the feed and the allergies and all that. It was spot on, and it's the truth. And what he's saying about dogs' health and all that, it was better back in the day. And I'll say this: when people ask me, compare the dogs from the past to the future, I say that the main difference is the dogs in the past were more durable. As far as ability, all that stuff, temperament, breeding, all that, that don't change. Conditioning, the concepts of conditioning never change. They may improve. There's more science to it, different food, all that stuff, which helps. But as far as how to condition a dog, knowing how to condition a dog, what is conditioning a dog, what's the peak, what's all this, that's the same. And it's the same with breeding. The methods, the concepts of breeding, how to produce particular animals, that doesn't change. There may be more science to it, more understanding of genetics. If that helps you, great. But some things always remain the same. And that's why, dogs from the past and current dogs, they're the same. There's a lot of similarities, a lot of, whether it's ability, temperament, behavior, athleticism, structure, all that. But with the feed, the way I would combat the problems of today, and he mentioned inbreeding. People inbreed too much because they want purity. And my answer to that is 100% pure shit is still shit. There's nothing in the history of the breed that has proven that heavily inbred dogs over a long period of time are better than ones that aren't. There's a place for inbreeding. There's a way to go about it. I have my own standards for it. I really didn't have to inbreed because some of the foundation dogs that I use were already inbred or came from inbred dogs. So if I had continued, maybe in the future, I would have made some inbreedings, but it wasn't necessary for me to do that to get type of animals that I wanted. And with the food, the way to combat some of that is the use of activated charcoal or the use of probiotics, or, we could go on. There's pros and cons to even, what do they call it? Organic food, and that would take another show. But the more educated you are, the more research you do, then you can come to having the type of knowledge that'll help you kind of wade through all the difficulties and have, good, healthy dogs. I use nature as an example a lot of times, because nature is just that. It weeds through and culls on its own. The strongest survive. The youth get bred and the older ones don't. So a lot of that is a crossover into the pit bulls, right? And if you use that kind of as a guideline, and I've said this too, we're Mother Nature because they're domestic animals. So we're the ones who make the decision of who gets culled and who don't. And culling don't mean killing. That's not for me, it means I don't use that individual in my breeding program. I've used several dogs for competition, good enough to win, and did win, but they weren't good enough to be bred because I had certain standards and things I was looking for, so they didn't fit the program. And there's nothing wrong with that. I had fun with them. They were good dogs, but there's a lot to it. But that was, I just wanted to reiterate, that was a good comment that you made about the food and the health and inbreeding and all that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, brother, Mr. Garcia, I would even add that, as humans, we're not as durable as we were, let's say 40, 50 years ago. You know what I mean? Lack of vitamins in the food. You know what I mean? A lot of us aren't actively outside being exposed to the sun, things of that nature. I just hear stories from my elders, falling out of buildings when they were real young, things like that, where, you hear about it and, it's a young, spry 18-year-old, same exact thing happened today. And, they got a broken hip. I think that during those times, people in general were more durable along with the animals. My thoughts.
You're right. You're right. Spot on again. That it was just a way of life. Now, in today's times, people will say, well, those people didn't live that long. That's not true. What killed them is disease, and just like it does today, and ailments, whether it's cancer or something else. But those people that work hard labor, a lot of them, even dog people, if you're talking about Walter Komasinski or the Mississippi Hawk Saddler, a lot of them guys, Heinzel, lived into their 80s and 90s, and they worked those hard labor jobs, or they did physical labor. But you're right, that's part of it too. People don't get out there and do physical stuff anymore. Even me in my retirement, I do what I can. I don't do a lot, physical stuff, but I grew up that way. I grew up country, started picking tomatoes when I was 8 years old. Everything was physical. That's the way we lived. Kids outside, rode their bike. We played ball with the neighbors, all that stuff. So that builds a strong individual. And the difference between back then, as far as disease and cancer, all that stuff goes, is just modern medicine. That's what allows people to survive. But that doesn't make them more durable than people of the past, because it's just allowing you to live. And I've taken advantage of it. I'm not going to lie. But I also have that background where, I have a good immune system, and I don't really get sick, and I'm not scared of injections, and none of that stuff bothered me. If you knew the shit I did when I was young, COVID ain't gonna mess with me, it just ain't, because of what I went through when I was younger. That's my opinion anyways. Anything can kill you, but I think it's because of that. Kids, we see kids getting sick, or even young adults getting sick. Me and my wife in our 60s, we don't get sick. If when you drink gas when you're a child, or you're around malathion with no mask and paraquat, fucking, a cold is not going to bother you. You know what I mean?
Right.
So not the smartest things to do, but it has the effect of, if you survive, of building up your immune system. And that's what should be done with dogs as well. If you,
these people get sick nowadays just drinking water out the water hose.
Well, we did it back then. I do it today. That water ain't gonna hurt me. What does it have in it? Poison? Shit. It ain't worse than gasoline. And I wasn't like getting drunk on gasoline. It's just when you siphon gas, when you don't know how to do it properly, you're gonna swallow some of it till you learn, right? And you might get sick from it, but you'll get over it.
Yes, sir.
So I'm not telling people, to drink gasoline or start guzzling Clorox, or, not wear a mask when you're around poison or something like that. But that was just before those regulations came in. That's what we did. Roundup, we use Roundup. You see these ads about Roundup. I ain't scared of no fucking Roundup. I sprayed that shit all over and on myself too.
That's right.
I want to personally tell you that that, man, like, this is a great show of unity, man. The good brother walking down ramp and brother 7-8 is in the building, y'all. Salute, big brother.
Salute 7-8. The general
Man,
in the building.
salute, big salute,
Salute.
man. Love, salute, man.
Some
All
good
right.
people right there, man. My brothers.
Man,
What's
that's all right
cracking?
there, man. That's all right, man. Oh, man,
What's up,
that's all
Ralph?
right, man.
Oh, there he is.
Hell yeah,
7-8.
chilling.
What's
Chilling.
up, schoolboy?
Happening, brother.
Oh, man.
Chilling.
Yeah. If you want to go back to the, show and go stuff, we can do some of that too if you want.
Man, y'all brothers cook. I don't want to limit us to nothing, man. Like, honest and truly, this channel, we gonna talk about dogs, man. But like, because when you and Soul broached that topic about the drinking out the water hose, I was gonna say, I think 6.43 said it, man. I think all the stuff we used to do boosted our immune system. Playing in the dirt, playing outside.
Definitely. Yep, it did. Eating mud. So, with my family, that's what I make the kids do. Even though it's all technical, they play their games like this and that. They got to get out and ride their bike. They got to fall down and scrape their knees, break their legs sometimes. That my grandson, he's 13 years old. He already got a broken leg. It ain't nothing to him. He just he dealt with it. It builds toughness. It builds character, and when they see you go through the same stuff, I fall down all the time. It ain't shit. I just get up,
Already, man.
Shit, I miss the smell of leaded gas.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm making a point to go out my way and buy some just to put it in my car. And fuck the EPA. A muscle car gotta have the sound and the smell.
gotta have it, man. That stuff sticks with you too. Anybody ever been to a racetrack or anything, man? It bring back memories when you smell that, leaded gas or whatever,
Yep. Gas don't even smell the same, but that's technology.
That's
I mean,
facts.
technology,
That's
it made
facts.
shit easier, but it made people weaker. You go back in history, in any fucking society, when the technology advanced, the society got closer to its collapse. And at the height of its technological advances is right when they start to societally collapse, bro. And that's what we seeing now in America, man. We got some dope technology, but the people soft,
Man,
bro.
people think I'm
For real.
crazy, Ram. They think I be saying that same thing. I said, bro, half the technology we got, we don't even need it. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything, a lot of stuff would be different if the world went back to, show and prove. Back in the days where you didn't have no house unless you knew how to build one. You know what I mean?
Yep.
There you go.
You weren't gonna eat unless you knew how to hunt or fish or something. But now everybody's spoiled. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, everybody go to the grocery store now. You ain't even got to be a hunter. And if you want to be a hunter, you got to get a license to be one. That's the bullshit, bro.
Facts.
All true, bro. All true. So, what do we do about that? Well, my answer to it is still use some of those old standards that we used to do. Teach the kids some of that old stuff. That's why I say, get out there, ride your bike, fall down. Learn how to drive a car when you're 8 years old, like I did. You're going to wreck one here or there. If you're out in the country, it's not that big of a deal. You might get stuck. Now you got to learn how to pull a car out of the ditch when you get stuck. And it's just a lot of that. Like you said, playing in mud, eating dirt, throwing rocks, have rock fights, all that stuff.
Good old
shooting
rock
guns.
fight, boy.
I grew up with guns.
On my head for my last rock fight.
Yeah, like that. I had guns since I was 8 years old. My first was a 22 rifle. We grew up with guns. We had a gun rack in our truck. Take it to high school. Nobody shot nobody. It was just normal to have guns. At one point, I had 21 rifles, handguns, and shotguns in my home. Never had an accident because I taught my kids how to use handgun safety, and they knew not to mess with the guns when I wasn't around or my wife wasn't there, So there's a lot to it. There's a lot of ways to combat what's happening today. And a lot of those old ways of doing stuff, they still have their value and their place in society. But it's individual within a family or a person. That's how you do it first. I can't help anybody unless I'm right first. I got to be straight first. Then I got to do for my family. And then if I can, my community, I do a lot of different things, not so much as I used to, but I've still done them, and I'll help anybody that needs help. That's one of the reasons I do my channel and different chats, you know. And I just had a interview with Mr. Hicks, and that was one of the points both of us made was, you know, you didn't get a lot of help back in the day. They wouldn't tell you nothing. They wouldn't help you out. So you had to learn on your own, a lot of it. Well, when youngsters come to me or anybody comes to me and want help, telling me, hey, nobody will give me an answer or nobody wants to help me out, that's what I'm there for, because I know how they feel. I know how it feels to want that help and information and not get it.
Absolutely. Hey, let me go ahead and give a shout out to my brother Rudy Kennels with the 199 tip. Hey.
Salute, Rudy.
Tip.
I wanted to add to what the great brothers was saying. You know, we have such, you know, so much technology and things like that. You know, we looking at the way society is based. You know, men aren't doing what our grandfathers were doing and things like that. You know, it's a lack of masculinity. You know, we so consumed with the entertainment side and the dysfunctional side of, you know, all this technology. But you got YouTube and you got so many people displaying and showing you how to learn these skills. If you aren't using technology to help you further yourself in just basic knowledge of what it is, the basics of being a human, if you're not, man, we got so much access to just even learn just basic homesteading, how to raise chickens for your own eggs. You know what I mean? Fishing. You don't have to go and find somebody or go take a class anymore. You got YouTube right here that will show you which bait to use. You know what I mean? So we can't, for any man that's walking around and saying, I didn't have a father to teach me this and teach me that. Man, you got technology. Stop looking at all these girls twerking and showing all of all the dysfunction, and look up something. You got YouTube right here at your access. I remember in my early childhood, the only thing we had was the encyclopedia.
Very true.
I'm
Very
an
true.
encyclopedic baby.
Yeah,
That's why I'm so good with the words.
Yeah. No, that's true. It's just you decide what it is you want to search or what's important to you. You know, it's a double-edged sword. It's shitty and it's great. So you gotta you know, maneuver through and find out you know, the information that you need that's particular to what you're trying to do. And you got to kind of ignore all the bullshit that doesn't pertain to what you're looking for. You can get a great education, man. In fact, my daughter, who has a master's degree, most of it was done online. You know, child development. She's a teacher, a student, jump out of airplanes, you know, runs marathons. And she looked up a lot of that information. Her first jump. Okay, what do I do? How do I do this? You know, where do I hold my hand? All that stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of information that's available. Just look it up.
Hey, 614 Tree said something real,
Yes,
man.
sir.
I want to cover that. He said, what about good old trial and error?
That's your best teacher right there, getting out there and trying it and failing. The way you fail, it sucks, but you get to see what you're not good at and what you are good at. And you build from what you are good at. Understand what you're not good at, try to get better at that if you really want to, but understand what you are good at so you can move forward. You know, it's that easy, bro. That's why I had so many businesses and they were successful, but I wasn't successful in them. You know, that's not what I wanted to do. What I wanted to do is what I do now, and that's why it's really successful. You know, but the other businesses I counted, they failed, you know, because my heart wasn't in it, even though it was good and all that. If you don't like what you do, you ain't gonna do it for too long, especially if you're doing it for yourself, you know. Motherfuckers complain about having to work for somebody, but working for yourself and some shit you don't like is insane, you know.
Can't live without that trial and error. It's standard in people's lives. And we have 7-8 here. He's very successful. Give us some of your input on that, 7-8. You know, you know a lot of shit, man.
Man, you know, me personally, man, one hustle is too close to none. You know what I'm saying? So, one of my greatest fears is being back in a position where I had to watch my wife work doubles because I was relying on somebody else for employment, and they didn't want to give me no fucking job. So you know what I mean. That was the most stressful, depressing shit. You know what I'm saying? I remember going to them fucking job interviews, wearing my fucking little tie and shit, and trying my best to fucking, you know what I'm saying, not offend these people and not let them know who I am, type of shit. And these motherfuckers look me right in my face and talk shit. I couldn't deal with nobody like knowing I needed them. You know what I'm saying? Talking shit to me. So I just said, fuck it, man. You know what I mean? And I went into business for myself. You know what I'm saying? To keep it 100, it started off illegal, but I did what the fuck I had to do, take care of my family till I could got into a position to do what I want to do. Now all my money clean. You know what I'm saying? It's all clean. You know what I mean?
Yes,
And
sir.
I help other brothers get there too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey,
Back.
well stated. Hey, I want to address something that was said in the chat. A couple of brothers was talking about the difference between city cats and country cats. I want to say this because this is something I discussed with my brothers privately, but I think we need to address it because we're gonna hold each other accountable here. While I too held those ideologies about city people, being a certain way, country people being a certain way, I don't try to generalize nobody because everybody who we deal with is like water. You know what I'm saying? They adjust to their situation. Because I know some guys from upstate New York that when they came down south, they became some of the best hunters, fishers, and dogmen that I know. And so I don't want to box any group of people in based on what we saw a few individuals do in our area.
Hey, let me add to that. Look, I'm from Long Beach, California, dog. I done moved out here to Georgia. I got a small homestead. I got chickens. You know what I'm saying? Me and my wife are about to start raising meat rabbits and we can get some goats. So, man, you know what I'm saying? It's just all about getting back to your roots. Where you come from, don't limit you on what you can achieve. And like ultimately, we got internet and at our access, so we can learn anything, bro. If
Good
you
point.
Yeah, if you really want to learn something, you know what I'm saying? If you can think about it, bro, the internet, YouTube would damn near teach you everything. You know what I mean? The university YouTube, bro.
Yeah, YouTube saved me thousands of dollars, man, because it's been times where I always got car trouble. Always. Forget about it. You know what I'm saying? And I look it up, type in my year car, type in the problems right on YouTube, man. If somebody on there with the same problem, they're like, oh yeah, it was this and that. Man, I order the part and I go right to the shop, like, hey, I need you to put this on. Oh, we gotta run the scan first. No, man, I need you to put this on. I go somewhere else, and the problem fixed. You know what I'm saying? Went from $20 part versus them telling you some other bullshit, and now you just spent $300-400.
$200.
Yeah, 200. It's crazy, bro. But yeah, all that. That's why I say ain't no excuse for people talking about they don't know how to cook. Like, bro, have you watched YouTube? What you been doing on the internet?
Some of the best chefs in the world got channels on here.
Man, bro,
Yeah.
I got the dopest chili recipe I ever had. I learned that from YouTube, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dopest chili recipe.
I'm waiting on the homie from Milwaukee to put up his macaroni and cheese recipe.
No, they ain't never gonna
There you
happen.
go.
No, that ain't never gonna happen.
Look, I was about to talk about
Anybody don't know how to cook, just hit me up. I'll teach you.
Yeah.
Yeah, schoolboy, hell of a chef though. He be big cooking like for events, like cooking, not just
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
family. Yeah, for the
I've cooked
whole
for
fucking gang.
dog shows, handicapped people, Catholic diocese, the military, weddings, funerals, parties. It's just, all that can be learned. If you have a passion for it, just like 7-8 was saying and Ram saying, you'll be good at it. Same thing with the dogs. If you love the breed, whatever aspect you're in, you're going to be good at it. The dog is the example. Don't quit. Keep scratching, even in modern times. Not talking about the past, but keep at it. Spend the time, spend the money, spend the have patience. You'll get there. My thing is always positive. One of the things I say to people is I have faith you'll reach your goals. You will. If you love it, you're going to get it. And hopefully with the information I give you, you'll be better at it than me. Because if somebody wants to call me a mentor or a teacher, and I'm that with that person, and they don't surpass me, I didn't do my job. I failed.
I
Yeah,
want to
absolutely.
jump in there too real quick because I want
That's
to.
all right, man.
This is the kudos, but the main reason why I got on YouTube was one to help people. But you know how they always tell you like don't sit in front of the TV, they ain't gonna make you no money. That's a damn lie. I'm gonna tell you right now,
That's a lie.
7-8. First of all, I don't even watch boxing until I found your channel. You know what I'm saying? And I go in there and take your predictions and your thoughts and bet on that shit. And that's how you put money in this.
Oh, man, be careful doing that, man. Be careful, be careful betting on my predictions on them joints, man. Because, man, you know what I mean. So I'm just be real with you. Sometimes I go against my brain and I go with loyalty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, I'm a loyal person. So if I know you personally, I'm riding with you. I'm not picking against you. You know what I'm saying? You my guy. You know what I mean? So, but I'll let you know.
But I talked to you about that, big bro, in y'all chat. Also, by the way, if y'all not in the Patreon, y'all need to get in the fucking Patreon because they talked about this Spence Crawford fight, and I roll with Schoolboy and Brother Bach on that one and made some money off of that one too.
Yeah.
That's why JT asked him this ass on the chat because he ended up paying me that. But even Ram, like, and I want to give you a credit. I'm gonna shut the hell up, but even Ram, man, when I'm on some whole shit, Ram will come on my channel, check me. And bro, y'all brothers gotta be cool and get checked when you on some whole shit, straight like that. But other than that,
Hey,
man,
I'm
y'all
that type of friend because I want to see you win, bro. I honestly want to see motherfuckers win, like Schoolboy just said. Take what we did and do it better, you know? If that's not the goal for everybody who call themselves a teacher, then shit, we about to be back in the dark ages then. You know? If you don't fucking teach nobody shit, then encourage them to do it better than you, then what the fuck are we doing it for? Because it ain't like we still fucking matching and scratching now. So other than talking to y'all about the information, it'll be useless and dead. You know, if we didn't come up here and give it to y'all. Schoolboy, he got his group on Facebook, you know, to still for an outlet. But other than that, you know, you gotta pass that shit on, bro. But I'm glad we up here able to do it, especially to the people who actually listen. Cause I still learn stuff from these old timers, man. You know, I use Schoolboy Keep in the way Bach bring his down just so I could see, you know, because I'm always fascinated with the new knowledge as far as conditioning go. And that shit worked like a motherfucker. I wish I'd have known that shit back when I was competing. I would have had a grand champ for sure.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah,
son.
I steal stuff from 7-8 all the time. I ask him for advice. You know, I've learned from all the guys on our chats too. Ram, Bach, Rastaman, anybody who comes on there, because there's always a different point of view. There's always different information that I didn't have. I'm open that way, man. I'm never too proud or my ego don't get in the way. I don't have an ego. That'll fuck you up. You got to have confidence.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah. Hey,
and
man.
Who pup is that up there to the right?
Talking about, let me see. Pull it up. Talking about this one right here.
Yeah. That's a nice looking pup.
Oh, that's old Big A.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, looking good there. Looking good.
Appreciate it. Yeah,
that's that little stance on him.
Yeah, she do that stuff naturally. She be posing all day, man. She does that naturally, man.
She looks good.
Yeah. How old is she now, bro?
6 months.
Okay.
Yeah, last I weighed her, she was 26 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What you got cracking over there, 7-8? You ain't stuck them dogs together yet, man?
No, I'm getting some stuff together, man. Just collecting some things I need to collect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Getting all that stuff together, and then I want to plan everything out, and I want to make sure I got the right setup for the mother, and in the puppies and stuff. Because right now, I got some other stuff going on, so once I get that situated, a comfortable place for the mother and pups. I'm thinking about building this. Talking to my yard guy, I'm thinking about building this insulated shed back there, maybe like a 10 by 10, and because I think they ain't gonna cost that much. It might cost like $5 or $6 to do that, to have it insulated, and then I can just every time a bitch get pregnant, I can put her out there with the pups, and I can do it that way because I can't have them back in the house because you know what I'm saying, my wife raised hell. You know what I'm saying? She raised
Shit,
hell.
I'm going through it now. Shit, my bitch only got one pup. I'm having to sneak around and wait till motherfuckers go to sleep and shit.
Mm-hmm.
This is a no dog in the house, but I got two in the house.
Hey, let me ask y'all this, man,
Yeah.
for all y'all brothers with a bunch of dogs. So here in Pima County, the only county in Arizona that has this, you have to have a damn license for your dogs. And that shit costs $66 for a dog that's intact, per dog. Now, most people don't pay that shit, but y'all know I'm a square bear and I ain't trying to do all that crazy shit. So, but like, y'all brothers got any crazy ass laws or legislation like that in y'all area?
Oh yeah, you gotta license your dog up here too. But they just gotta license this SMD. You feel me? The only money I give you is for the rabies shots fucking licensing, and that's just fucking $5 for the paperwork. Cause my vet come and fucking do them himself. You know, I got an on-site vet who will pull up with the rabies shots. Sometimes he'll just give me enough to where he ain't gotta keep coming back. You know, and now I'm the rabies shot man. Holla at me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I encourage people to follow the rules, learn the rules, the laws of your city or county, wherever you live. Follow them. It costs you money, pay it.
Yeah.
Don't get caught up in some bullshit. You know, where
Yeah.
I live, you know, in town, there's you can have a certain amount of dogs. You have to keep them a certain way, all that stuff. But in the county, because this is agriculture area and hunting, shit, dogs can run loose. There's no limit to how many dogs you can have or chickens or whatever it is, you know. Even in town here, you can have chickens, goats, pigs, like that. You can't have horses or cattle, but you can have the smaller livestock. But out in the country, if a dog's loose, there's nothing they can do about it. And that's just the way it is here. Even though California, a liberal state, it's not that way where I live, you know. But learn the laws, look them up. They're always changing. Keep on top of it. Follow the rules, shots, whatever you got to do. Kennel them instead of chain them, whatever it is. Because it just takes one phone call or somebody driving by or somebody don't like you or whatever to give you a problem
Yeah.
Yep.
and worth
And
losing your dog.
if you got, more than like 3 or 4 dogs, just going to get your kennel license too. That way, if somebody do call on you, you show them your license and all the paperwork in it, they'll leave you alone, bro, because you buying into the system now. You're not taking from it. You actually putting money in it because that
There you go.
license costs every year. And as long as it show that you playing with the program, you good. You feel me?
There you go.
That's why I keep mine. I only got 3 dogs, man. My kennel license is up to date.
Yeah. Don't lose your
Absolutely.
$5,000 dog over $100 license or whatever it costs, you know,
Yeah.
the
And,
rabies shot or
yeah,
whatever.
exactly. Rabies shot. I was just about to say that. My boy lost his dog because one of his neighbors, called and called some animal abuse, right? But they really was calling because the dog bark all night, right? Which is why I don't like having my dogs outside like that, because some dogs just bark, you know what I mean? But mine's is within shelter and stuff, so even if they do bark, you can hear them, but it ain't gonna disturb nobody's sleep or nothing like that. But the lady called the people on them, so um, the people, they show up and talking about animal abuse, and you're like, what you talking about? I'm like, they nothing wrong with my dog. My dog eat every day, blah blah blah. They went out there and they was just about to leave and say it's a hoax scam call, and then they asked him for the paperwork. He didn't have the dog license and he didn't have no rabies shot, and they gave him I think a certain amount of time to do it. And he told him, he said, fuck that. He was on the phone with me. Man, fuck that. I ain't doing that shit. Fuck. I'm like, bro, they gonna take your dog. Man, they ain't gonna take the dog for what? He was healthy. Came back. He came home from work one day. That motherfucker was gone with a note.
There you go. You can't fight the system, man. Just you got to kind of weave through it.
Yeah, buy into it. You can still be against it, but buy into it.
Yep. Follow the rules. They can't fuck with you. You have that kind of power. You know,
Yeah.
check my shit, get the fuck on. You know, you're done.
Mm.
See you later. Still got your dog. Your baby ain't crying because she lost her puppy. All that stuff, man. So sometimes we got to think, you know, without having our emotions overcome us, you know, or ego or whatever it is. Be smart.
So I think that
Yes,
and
sir.
y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but around the time there was a show that's on TV called The Wire, and The Wire pretty much showed you all the tricks that these mugs got to catch you up in some stuff, man. And that's why basically, like, I agree with everything the brothers are saying, man. Like, if they showing it to you on TV, they already got some way to stop.
Right. Yep. Any you know, any concern you have of what the feds are doing or DOD, whatever it is, just punch in their name, .gov. They'll tell you exactly how they go about doing stuff. They'll tell you they watch Facebook, chats, Instagram, all that stuff. And that's how they catch a lot of people. They don't even have to do the legwork anymore. And they've said that. They do the work for us. We don't have to do shit. They talk too much. They show too much. We just go check them out. If they're doing something wrong, we bust them. If not, okay, we leave. Go to someone else, you know. But they'll do that. And they'll tell you the laws. They'll tell you jurisdictions and what they can do and what they can't do. But it doesn't take much for them to get a warrant to come on your property if they have a reason to. You know, it's just don't give them a reason to. Don't mix the bad with the good. Because I'll tell you this, I have friends, even a family member who's with the FBI, been with them since the 60s. They ain't looking for people that are doing the dogs that we used to do in the past. But when they find people doing something they ain't supposed to, whether it's whatever it is, and you got dogs too, they're going to connect it, man, and you're going to lose your dogs and maybe everything else.
Yep.
They're not concerned with that. They're not really concerned with pit bulls. There's not a lot of money in it. But if they can connect it to dope or guns or whatever, they will do that.
Yeah, then they're gonna take your computer, cell phone, and everybody you talk to about dogs, they're gonna go
All
fuck.
that.
They're gonna go fuck with them, and everybody on the internet gonna call you a snitch and shit. You know, you ain't snitched on
Yep.
nobody and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they got bosses too. They got to justify spending all that money to do what they do. So the more shit they can get on you, more charges they can bring, it justifies them spending all that money. That's how it works.
And that's big facts. And some of these, man, for those y'all listening, man, it's this young, old, indifferent. Like, these are words from a decent man. And what y'all gotta realize is you can learn the lesson without doing this shit.
Yeah. That's the best way to learn. Don't get hung up and then you got a story to tell 10 years from now, you know.
Yeah, that's the wisest way.
Use preventative maintenance, you know. It's getting back to the dogs. I'm not a scientist, I'm not a geneticist. I don't know a lot of shit, but I know preventative maintenance. So I'm going to stop the problem before it happens. You know, I'm going to observe and I'm going to test and I'm going to look at results, whatever it is involving the breed. Someone else may know what the science is, or they have the words for it, or they can talk about genetics, you know. That's great. But in my case, I don't need it to get the results I want, and I don't need it to breed the dogs or condition the dogs the way I know how. It's helpful. You know, I'm lazy. I ain't gonna read all that shit. But as long as I get the results and I practice preventative maintenance, you know, something as simple as okay, it's summertime. There's a chance that the black widows get under your doghouse and you have standing water, so you got mosquitoes and this and that, right? So I just spray chemicals periodically where I don't have to worry about it. I didn't really have to check underneath my dog houses or tear them apart or this or that. The problem was taken care of way beforehand, and it's continually being taken care of. So that's a problem I didn't have to deal with. I didn't have to deal with snakes and because they were eliminated in that sense. Or there were, my yard was set up where they couldn't get into my yard, whether it's a coyote or a fox or whatever. And there's ways to take those precautions, you know, no raccoons, no hawks messing with my chickens, none of that. So that's what I mean about preventative maintenance. I just set my yard up and my livestock and everything else because, again, there's that trial and error. When you lose something, you find out what the problem is. If you got owls or hawks around, and you just set traps and you know, have animal control or whatever come and take care of it. And they move it to a spot way far away. They relocate it. Now I don't have a hawk or an owl problem killing my livestock. That's in my area. I don't know how it is in all areas, but that's the way that I, you know, lived most of my life like that. You know, you trying to foresee a problem, handle it before it is a problem, and then you don't have to deal with the problem later on.
Absolutely. Hey, brothers, I gotta wrap up our live tonight, but I did want to give y'all all a chance to plug y'all's respective social media, and I want to chop it up with y'all in the back chat for just a little bit after this, man. So, Schoolboy, since you were just talking, man, go ahead and tell them about your Facebook, your channel, and anything else you want to share with them on there.
All right, I'm on Facebook, Richard Garcia. My email, I'm on Instagram as well. My email is richardjschoolboy60@gmail.com. I have merch, books. My Cash App is $schoolboy2023. Even if you just want to ask me a question, but I have t-shirts, sticks, books, magazines, my keep, you know, if anybody's interested. Again, my channel's there. Subscribe, press the like button. My daughter told me I'm supposed to say that. I don't know what that means, but that's what she told me. Tell them that, Dad, you know, tell them subscribe, press the like button. So I don't know what effect that has, but she told me to do it, so I'm going to do it. She's the tech, you know. And if you want to join my group, you can friend me on Facebook, and then I can add you because it's private or whatever. You know, you can't just join it. You know, you have to be, I have to accept any members that want to join. But, you know, if you watch my chats or you contact me, say, hey, I want to be in your group, you know, I'll accept it. And I have certain rules that I expect people to follow. It keeps people safe and none of the bullshit, no arguing, name calling, all that. I'm just that way across the board, you know. It doesn't have its place as far as I'm concerned, because if you have a problem with somebody, talk to them privately. And anytime somebody talks to me in private, that's the way I take it. It's private. So I don't spread it. I don't copy and paste. I don't, you know, somebody talks shit about somebody else to me, I don't go run and tell. That's their business. That's their beef. I'll listen to it, but it stays private. That's just worked out the best for me. And maybe that's why I get some respect from the community. And I've traveled a lot of different places. I treat people the same way. I'm always treated like family, welcome. So that's kind of the way I run things. If anybody's interested, you know, I'll be happy to add you to my group. There's a lot of experienced dogmen. You know, 7/8's in there, Bach is in there, Ram is in there, and a lot of old heads that have a lot of experience that are willing to help, and they share pics and information, history, and all that, you know. So thanks for having me on, and, you know, I'll support you. And you know, you're doing something good. And like I said, there's different aspects to the dog. So whatever direction you're taking it in, I see it as positive. Go for it. I'll help you with whatever I can. And, you know, thanks for your support too, my friend.
Absolutely, bro. Brother, thank you, Schoolboy. Brother 7/8, man. I try to plug in the Patreon, but you and Ram, y'all go ahead and plug y'all stuff in there too, bro.
Yeah, now you find me at 7/8 crib, man. Sundays, we talking that good old game dog talk. Other than that, you see me in traffic, duck.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you can catch me on right here on YouTube at 78 Sports TV. Every other Sunday we do a Game Dog Talk on YouTube. The rest of the time I'm talking boxing on that channel. Or you can go to Game Dog Talk on Patreon. That's patreon.com/Game Dog Talk. We do a show every Thursday. We got one coming up tomorrow. You can catch me on patreon.com/78 Sports TV for grown man talk. You know what I mean? Real estate, credit, all that kind of stuff, relationships, everything men need to know, you know what I'm saying, nowadays. And you can also go check out onlyfans.com/money magic triple X. You know what I mean? Nice, lovely ladies over there. Go and check them out. Do what you got to do.
Yeah, for you weirdos thinking it was gonna be 7-8 on there doing OnlyFans, you wrong. It's all ladies.
Bro,
Oh,
it's a lot of them like that, man. When I first dropped the OnlyFans, man, I made so much money that first month, man. Bro, I made close to 30,000 the first month. And people was mad writing me stuff like, man, you not even on here, it's just a bunch of girls. I'm like, what? What did you want to be on here, man? Like, you wanted me to be on here? And man, my money dropped drastically.
it's the wrong LDVC. The D stands for dick. That's what they was looking for.
And that's what they ran with.
I got a quick story. When I was thinking about doing, a channel, videos and all that stuff. I didn't know what YouTube was or the difference between YouTube, Patreon, whatever. So I go to my daughter. I say, "Hey, Mihai, you think I should have an OnlyFans channel?" And she goes, "No, Dad, you don't want to get." I said, "Why not? I could get a lot of subscribers and people will watch." She goes, "No, that's for porn and all this stuff." I said, "No, that's out. I'll do something else." She goes, "You want to be on YouTube? Okay." I thought it was the same shit. I don't know.
Cool boy would have had 100,000 subscribers that first subscriber. I might
maybe
say
one
I'll
day
make OnlyFans just so I can get some quick bread.
Yeah, man, it's worth it to take their money. If that's what they on some weirdo type time, they're gonna leave after that first month. But if they ain't trying to see no girls, they out of luck. You know what I'm saying?
Quick 30 bands. We're gonna put that down on the Hellcat.
There you go.
Hey, the funniest shit to me was, is if you did post a lady and you know how to do is be like, "I want to see your feet," and then Ram, you put your fucking foot in that picture, baby.
Put my feet after work. Put the after work foot up there on them. With the sock print still on it.
Oh man.
Long toenail.
I better not see no niggas showing their feet nowhere. Man,
Yeah. Hey,
man.
fella, TP, man, 1,000 parts, fella. I just want to say, man, that I really appreciate y'all for coming through, man. Y'all really brought joy to my heart, man.
Big facts.
Man, that's all right, man. I ain't gonna, man. I don't know what to say, but I really thank y'all. I tip my hat to y'all, man. I'm gonna be coming through y'all thing, man. Everything, man. But we really appreciate y'all, man. Y'all done put a really joy in our heart, man. For real, man.
Love.
That's all I want to say, bro.
Salute. Hey,
Good, brother.
Brother Samurai, is there any way you could show everybody's tag name so I can recognize when they come up in the chat?
I told him that.
So I think it's because I got so many people in the chat that it's got so micro it out, or I'm just too dumb to figure it out right now. But yeah, man. But I'll figure it out one of these days in my life, bro.
Thank y'all. Bro.
Yeah. And anybody interested in the show and go topic, like Samurai said, I have a video on it. It goes into pretty good detail, and you'll see the pros and cons of it and the difference between the two and the whys and what fors.
Okay.
I gotta go back and watch that. I got that clip saved in my save to watch later. So yeah, I'm gonna go watch that right now since we got the dog talk vibe going.
Feel free to comment too. Some of the comments got good information too.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Hey, Let me
Yes,
let me
sir,
plug my
man.
brother Soul real quick, y'all, and then we're
Yes,
gonna hit
sir.
this back chat in just a little bit. So go ahead and cook Soul.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, y'all find me right here on YouTube. This is your boy Soul Power, aka Gamed Up Kennels. Y'all lock in. We're gonna go live again on Friday. We're gonna touch on. I think we're gonna lock in on follow up on the topic that we hit on Monday. You know, I'm talking about altruism versus ego. You know, that balance right there. Y'all lock in, and we're gonna get some females on there as well too. You know, that way we can have a balanced conversation. We're just building nothing but nation, you know what I'm saying, community over here. We healing our community. We're doing it the best way we can. You know, they start at home. So salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to the general, you know what I'm saying? You see me in there, you chat them there every
Yes,
day.
sir. What's
Yes,
up,
sir.
Soul
Yes,
Power?
yes, sir. Appreciate you sliding through like a drive through. You feel me? We on these haters' ass like back pockets. You dig?
Much love.
Much respect, brother.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
Big A, we ain't forgot about you either, bro.
Yeah, man. I'm out here working, man. Man, I like to send a shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I appreciate you 7-8 and Schoolboy. And you know what it is, Ram, man, all the time, man. Like it's all love, man. I really appreciate it, man. Everything, man.
Yes,
Already.
sir, brother.
I'll
Yeah.
be a lot more interactive, man, but like I say, I'm working right now. So, my truck messing up. So I ain't been, on the chat as much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Say
You
nothing
It's all
wrong
right.
with
We
it.
got
Get to the money.
yep,
you doing
hundreds of
Yes,
you doing
videos.
sir.
You'll get in when you can get in. And
my
thanks
Oh
for
yeah.
everybody in the chat. There's a lot of familiar faces in there, Mayhem and Vinny and Solo and all them guys. They really support. Uh, you know, not just the older guys, but the younger dudes and new guys coming on there. They all over the place, and without them supporting everybody that they do, the success wouldn't be the same. A lot of things are word of mouth. Something comes up, they'll hit somebody up. Hey, watch this vid or check out this guy's chat or whatever it is. So a lot of our success is due to them being involved, hands on, and word of mouth. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
absolutely.
You're
And
welcome. You're welcome.
brother Big A, I do want to say this about you before we get out of here. You're doing exactly what they think black people do on the clock right now. And then brother Mayhem said, y'all check out Schoolboy's registry. That's absolutely a fact too, man. We failed to broach that earlier, man. Y'all go support those who support the channel, man. We gonna
Yes,
get
sir.
out of here.
I forgot about that. Yeah, I have a registry, huh?
A
Yeah.
Yes,
dope one at
sir.
that though.
Thank
Hey,
you, brother.
y'all smash that like button too. Get us in that algorithm and share this.
There you
For
go.
sure. For sure, man. All right, y'all. As
Yeah.
always, like Schoolboy to say, keep it 100. We out.
Peace.
Salute.